Diane, you're on News 96.5. Go ahead.
Thank you for taking my call. Good morning.
Good morning.
My question, landlocked property.
All right.
I need access.
All right.
The property's been handed down from a great aunt. Received it in 1960 somewhere. And the property has been just sitting there, so everyone around it has locked me out.
All right. What state is it in, Diane?
Florida.
Okay. So Florida law is very clear, Diane, that there shall be no landlocked property. So you may not have a road or a driveway to your property, and yet you could bring a court action wherein the court would order that one of the adjoining neighbors would allow you to be able to drive over their property to get your property. The judge is going to pick whatever is the least intrusive to your neighbor. So they're going to pick which neighbor might be the best, and they're going to pick which route might be the best over your neighbor's property. So if at all your new driveway or road, if it's possible, is going to follow the boundary line. It's not going to cut right through the middle of somebody's property. It'll be along the boundary line to be as least obtrusive as possible. So Diane, I know there is hope for you. I've never had to do such a thing as a legal case or matter, but I know it's available to you.
So do I have to have an attorney do that?
Well, first of all, not necessarily. I think you'd at least start by talking to an attorney, but I think step number one for you, Diane, would be to get a map of the surrounding properties and what the property lines are, and you choose which one, what would be the best way for you to get to a main road or a road that you can travel on, and then you might approach that neighbor and say, look, I need... the law says there's no landlocked property. Would you work with me to give me an easement along the edge of your property so I can drive back to get to my property? So you can always approach your neighbor about it.
I tried that, and they told me my property wasn't worth anything, and of course they wanted a lot of money to do that, and they weren't willing to work with me.
Okay. So I'm sorry to hear that, Diane, but as far as I know, in this legal action, as far as I know, you do not have to pay your neighbor for this easement that will be granted to you. I don't think you do, Diane, but hey, it's very interesting. I've just never personally done a case like that, Diane, and I wish you the best of luck.